Hello, everybody. Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another episode of our survival series. This is episode 24, and last episode, we finished decorating the slime room. So if we take a look back here, we just came up our soul sand magma block elevator that we created a couple episodes ago, and if you remember, it was looking very flat. It definitely needed some love. So if we take a look over here, we added this rock structure over here, as well as this waterfall over here on the right side, and then we added some leaf blocks and then some grass just to make this place look a lot more lively. And then we also threw some mushrooms in here just to give this room some color. So I think this turned out really good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And then we also added this entranceway right here coming into the slime room. So if we were to walk in from the foxhole, we can walk right in. It blends in with the rest of our build here. And then we also rounded this corner a bit because if you remember, it was a very hard right to get down here. So yeah, everything is looking good. I'm really excited about how this room turned out. And I guess we still need to do something with this. We'll do that later on. But for today, I have a very special project in mind. Last episode, I had mentioned turning the zombie spawner into a drown farm. Now, a couple of you in the comment section had let me know that a converted drown, so that means a zombie that turns into a drowned, that doesn't spawn naturally, won't drop their tridents or nautilus shells. But I looked that up and then also tested it for myself in a creative version of this world. And they do drop their tridents and nautilus shells in Bedrock Edition, so that's a very good sign. I guess in Java Edition or 1.13 they don't do that. So I guess that's kind of a bummer for Java Edition, but that's good for us because that means we can take this spawner and then we can make this a drown farm. Now I know early on in the season I talked about maybe making this some sort of spawner where we can get villagers out of it or heal our zombie villagers and make them villagers to make some sort of iron farm. But I think what I'm going to do instead is just, I want to make sure I don't lose this time. That's not going to happen again. Diorite. Yes, we can throw the diorite out. And we don't want the cobblestone. There we go. There's the brown shulker box. So we are going to turn this into a drown farm. Now this isn't going to be anything too fancy. I mean, we do have a skeleton farm, which still needs to be fixed. And then we do have our blaze farm for our source of XP. So I'm not really worried about getting XP from this spawner. But what I do want are the shells and then the tridents and all the other goodies that they drop. And when I say nothing fancy, all I mean is that I'm not going to use any water elevators for this spawner. We will be applying the new water mechanics and the way the elevators work to the skeleton farm. I have figured out a way to do that, so that'll be cool to look at. But for this, like I said, all I want are tridents and nautilus shells. Mainly nautilus shells because I really want that conduit. So what I'm thinking is we're going to drop water sources here in the corner. That's going to flow. There's going to be a little triangle right here. And then we'll knock those blocks out and it'll run down into this center area right here. And all I'm going to do is probably throw in a stopper just to keep the zombies from falling in. And then we're probably going to drop them down 2 blocks into a little area of water just so they can convert into drown. And then from there we'll swing away and then collect all their loot. That water source is placed in, and then we place one more right here in this corner. That's going to run down. This is going to come to our triangle, which I was mentioning earlier. And then we knock these blocks out like this. That's all going to flow down and come to our center point here. Now this should keep them out of the spawning area for the mob spawner. So that should take them right out of the area so they can keep spawning inside. And then right here, we're going to place our stopper. And then we'll drop them a couple blocks right here. And then have a block of water for them to drop into at head level so then they can convert into drowned. And I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't leave this a big dirt box, so I did add a little bit of texture just to fit the rest of the theme of the foxhole. Now with the way the spawning mechanics work in Bedrock Edition, this shouldn't affect our spawn rates too much. Now I know I said I didn't want to do anything too fancy, but I think I'm going to create a softener. Only because I don't have mending on the sword yet, so I don't want to be doing a bunch of damage with my sword. I'd rather just do a one shot on those drowned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop them an extra block. Originally I said 2 blocks, so their feet would have been here. But I'm going to drop them down here and then place a softener right there at head level. And then I actually have a cool design that I want to do for this. If I measure this out correctly, this should be enough space to fit in all of our redstone. So we are going to create a softener like I mentioned, and we're going to follow the design that we use in the Blaze farm and then also the skeleton farm. We also use the same softener design here. So what we're going to do right here, 1 block back, we're going to place a sticky piston, and then I'm going to soften them with a dispenser, and you'll see why shortly. So we're going to have that all set up, and then what we need to do is place a block right here, throw some blocks here like this, fill this in with blocks, and run comparators into it like this. And let's grab our redstone dust here, throw some redstone dust right here, blocks right here like that, and then 3 comparators going this way, redstone dust right there, and then I may need a repeater. Yeah, I'm going to grab a repeater, so let's get into our red kit here. We got ourselves a repeater, and let's run a repeater right past this piston just so nothing interferes with the piston here. Another block right there, and then some redstone dust. So there we go, we have a working softener. So let's go ahead, and we need to use a wooden button. So right there, and then let's give it a quick test. There we go. That's going to bring out our dispenser here, or our softening block, for that amount of time, and then it should drop them down, so I should be able to one-shot them after that retracts. Now on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to knock this block out right there, place some redstone dust down, and then I did bring this out. This is going to be my pillar, so you can see this button here is still going to activate this redstone line for our softener. And then we're going to pillar up on this side as well, just to give the room some decoration. So let's just do there for now. And then what we're going to do is throw a stone button on this side. So I don't have it on me. Back to the red kit. Stone button. And then let's go ahead and place this right here. Ooh, that is wood, isn't it? Stone. And then let's go ahead and place a bucket of water inside our dispenser here. And then to hold water in, what we're going to do is place a stone button. I am getting my buttons messed up today, aren't I? This is stone, this is wood. There we go. Hopefully I can remember that. Hopefully I should be thinking a little more straight now. I had my cup of coffee, I got the caffeine in my system, and hopefully you're enjoying your cup of coffee as well while you're watching the survival series. Now, we have our wooden button down here, stone button there, and what I've actually done was come back here, and I've knocked this block out just so that this redstone doesn't power this block, which is going to power the piston. And what we're going to do, we're going to press our button right here. That's going to dispense our bucket of water. And then you can see the button's keeping the water up right there. So our zombies are going to flow down. They're going to fall in here. And in order for them to convert into drowned, they need to be submerged at head level. I've tried it at the feet. That doesn't work. But when we activate our softener, we can't have water there because it's going to take away our water source. So all we have to do is press our button, get rid of our water, and then we can activate our softener, and we can also keep them as zombies if we choose to. I'm also aware that there are baby zombies and baby drown, so in order to keep them contained so they don't come running at us through this gap here, what we're going to do is throw a trapdoor right there. That should keep them contained. And as far as jockeys go, I guess we'll see how this plays out. Aside from all the decorating, so as far as a viewing room or window right here is concerned, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with this area yet, and then I am also working on making this work its way down here. I'm going to have to bring this back a little bit. That's just a little too steep for me. But aside from all of that, we should have ourselves a working farm. So let's go ahead and give it a test. Before we give this thing a test, I did make a couple changes here because I realized with the way I had the redstone wired, even though I took precautions over on this side, what happened was when I activate the softener over here, it still dispensed my bucket of water. So what I had to do was our wooden button was right here, so I dropped it down a level, and then what I've done is I placed redstone down here, a repeater running into this block there, and then that's going to power our softener right back here. And then I also removed the trapdoor because if we have a button here, that's going to activate the trapdoor. And anyways, this will give us a little bit better protection. So that should work. And then of course we still have our dispenser here that works just fine. And then when we press it here, our bucket of water is inside. That's going to go ahead and soften. And then it's not going to spit out our bucket of water and drop it as an item right there. Now that we have all of that worked out, we can go ahead and give this a test. So we do have the water dispensed, and it is important to know that the water does need to be dispensed first before the zombies fall in. So if they fall in as zombies and then you turn on the water, they won't convert into drown. I realized that while I was testing it, so we do need the water dispensed and ready to go already. And now let's go ahead and activate this. So we just need to punch this torch out right there. And do I have another torch? Alright, this is going to be dangerous. Okay. Alright, let's, Ooh! Ooh! We didn't make a way out. Ah! Okay. We're good. Go. Go into your hole. Bye. And we need to put that dirt block back. Oh, that was so scary. Bye. Go away. Come on down. There we go. So there we go. They are falling right in. And they are submerged at head level, so they will convert into drowned. And then we're just going to go ahead and wait just, I think, about 30 seconds or so, and then they should convert. I realized I forgot to put the stopper in, so we have to light this up again. And we will do one torch like that so we don't get jumped by a horde of zombies again. But these guys have converted. So I believe there probably is a regular zombie in there. I saw one go down right before I started this recording this clip. So yeah, I do see a zombie in there. Now, let's go ahead and let's just wait a second. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and run it right now. So we do have, you can see the zombie feet there. And then what we're going to do is, let's go ahead, we're going to turn the water off. Like that. And then we're going to run our softener. Oh, they sound weird, don't they? I guess, yeah, I guess they do sound like they are drowned in underwater, don't they? So hopefully this drops them down to one shot. So all we need to do is, apparently it still looks like we need a couple shots. I'm not sure what their health is. I need to look into that. I see a nautilus shell right there. Let's see if it drops it. Yes, it did. Okay. So there we go. There is a nautilus shell. And as I mentioned earlier, they will drop tridents and nautilus shells in Bedrock Edition. I have the stopper in place. That's very simple. All I did was throw a piston right there, right behind this wood block here with a lever on the wood block. So if we flip it, that's going to stop them from falling in. And then they'll just pile up right back there. So let's go ahead and give this another test now that everything is officially finished as far as wiring everything up and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and break this torch again. There's our zombies. Oh man, okay, I don't think that one's going to convert. I forgot to turn the water back on. So let's go ahead. I'm probably going to sit here for a few minutes and then let's see what we have. It has been a few minutes. I went ahead and did some adulting stuff, so just moving some clothes over from the washing machine to the dryer, taking the clothes out of the dryer, all that. Now let's go ahead and let's light this back up. Maybe I'll insert some sort of system to where we can turn this off, like a redstone lamp with some wiring. Maybe we'll do that later in the future. But let's go ahead. There is a baby drowned in here. I do hear it. So if we come on down, see, we are totally safe. So that's some good news. So we're going to go ahead and wait. I see another nautilus shell right there. And let's go ahead and start fresh here. So let's grab all of that. We have an empty chest. And I'm just going to wait a few more seconds and let all of them convert into drown. All the zombies should be converted except for that one that fell down initially before we turn the water on. So let's go ahead and shut our water off. And remember, we are starting with an empty chest here. We're going to go ahead and soften them. So I did check the Wikipedia. They do have the same amount of health as the zombie. So I'm interested into why we're not able to one-shot them. But either way, it keeps us from having to use multiple swings on them, because there are a lot down here. So let's go ahead and see what we can get. So we're just going to swing away here with our looting sword. We are going to collect some XP, so that's always nice. And I'm not quite sure how many are in here. I was only away for a few minutes, so let's keep swinging away. There's a nautilus shell right there, perfect. And so the baby zombies will not convert, so that's fine. We just go ahead and take care of them like this. Just like that. And let's go ahead and take a look down below. And we do have 2 nautilus shells. Fortunately, I don't see any tridents yet, but they will drop tridents. Here we go, round 2 of testing. So let's go ahead, we're going to shut the water off once again. And I saw some armor floating around. Okay, that fell in. So this is what we're starting with. 38 zombie flesh, 2 nautilus shells, 2 gold, and then a couple pieces of armor here. So let's go ahead, we're going to soften them up once again. And we're going to stand back a little bit, just so They're not as loud. I can't tell if that's a trident or a fishing pole that they're holding. I know they also have fishing poles. So let's go ahead and come on down. And let's try this again. So we're going to go ahead and swing away. Once again, we are down to the baby zombies, so we just go ahead and swing away, get rid of them, and let's see if we got Trident. I wonder if XP is getting caught in that hopper. Nope, looks like we got it all. And we do have a potato, so that means we did get another zombie, regular zombie that didn't convert. And then we also got 2 more nautilus shells and a lot more zombie flesh, but still no Trident. Third time's a charm, right? So there is a fishing pole right there, and I just saw this helmet drop. So I'm not sure that. So when the zombies do come down with their gold armor, when they do convert, they lose that. But it looks like, I guess that they drop it because, yeah, that just popped out. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now, and it's saying on Bedrock Edition, 15% of drowned will spawn with a trident. And then 8% of drown will spawn with a nautilus shell. So I am seeing quite a few nautilus shells in there. And then we also picked up quite a bit of nautilus shells as well. So I'm finding it interesting that, you know, we're getting more nautilus shells than we are tridents, because statistically we should be getting more tridents. And that's exactly what I want. All softened up. Now I'm still reading the Wikipedia here. And it says the drowned have 8.5% chance of dropping their equipment in their main hand, and then we'll drop it with a random durability. Each level of looting will increase the chance of 1%, so 11.5% chance with the looting 3 enchantment, which we have here. And then drowned will always drop equipment in their offhand. And then it also says it is possible for drowned to drop both its naturally spawned trident and a second trident as one of its standard drops. A 0.3145% chance, that is very small. 0.38% chance with looting 1, and then with looting 3, what we have here, I'm going to skip ahead, a 0.5405% chance. Yeah, I'm not liking those chances here, but let's go ahead. Let's pick up this helmet first of all, and then it sounds like, so the baby zombies won't convert, they just aren't tall enough to reach the water, and then it sounds like we have zombie villagers in there, they won't convert either. Now, for this time around, I've been doing a few minutes. This time I went ahead and AFK'd for about 10 minutes, maybe more. So hopefully we should see a trident out of this. But we are definitely getting nautilus shells. And let's go ahead and get to the end here. Oh, there we go. I just saw a trident drop. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we're getting tridents now. Awesome. So definitely AFKing longer than a few minutes, we're definitely going to see some tridents. So that definitely ups our chances. And then, let's get that baby zombie out of here. Let's see, yeah, the XP stuck. Give me that. I hope I got that all. Now, let's go ahead and open up our chest. We had 4 nautilus shells, now we have 9. And then, of course, we're going to get flesh. But look at that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tridents. Sweet. Well, I am satisfied. Here's a trident right here in my hand. We finally got ourselves a trident, and we know this was dropping nautilus shells. Now, again, like I said, they will only drop their nautilus shells and tridents in Bedrock Edition, so that's very unfortunate. If you're playing Java Edition, I hope they change that for you guys, but this is awesome. So we have successfully created a drowned farm out of our zombie spawner. Now, the only thing left to do is to make this look pretty, but there we go. We have ourselves a working drowned farm. And this is a great place to end the episode. So with that being said, this is the end of our episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I'm out. I'll see you later.